Coverage of the Russian invasion of Ukraine continues tonight as rumors begin to emerge, one claiming that Vladimir Putin wants to reestablish the Soviet Union. That's where we begin tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kate Davison.
And I'm Rich Pierce. News 9's Paul Gianamore talked to a local expert on Russia who says that's too simple of an explanation.
Did say that the collapse of the Soviet Union was the greatest geopolitical tragedy of the 20th century. Now, keep in mind, this is the century of the Holocaust. This was the century of World War I and World War II. So to in any way portray that as the greatest tragedy of the 20th century implies the dearness with which he holds the Russia's great power status.
Kempton, who is considered an international conflict expert, received 2 Fulbright scholarships among his many accomplishments, one of which was to the Tver State University in Russia. He says Putin wants Russia to get back to being a major player in world events.
So he is trying to take back the lands that were once part of the Russian Tsarist Empire, some of which were part of the Soviet Empire. But I wouldn't tie it too closely to the Soviet Union itself.
Kempton said Putin has a history of taking more than he really wants and then negotiating.
Clearly, he expects the Nord Stream 2 pipeline to go forward, so that will be one of the conditions. Clearly, he would like NATO to back off of some of its forces in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Poland. Clearly, he doesn't want permanent bases in those areas.
Dr. Kempton said one issue is that the United States already has lost status over the Ukraine.
I would put that in the past tense. I think the U.S. has already lost status because of our inability to prepare for this. And although there's a lot of finger pointing in both directions, that Trump didn't do enough to prepare Ukraine, that Biden didn't, I think both of those are true. The opportunity to try and make Ukraine a tougher target, a more hardened target for Putin has long passed. That should have been done earlier this year, should have been done last year to sell it the arms it's been asking for in retrospect.
For News 9, I'm Paul Gianamore.